Welcome to another awesome Alejandro review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Topdon TC004 Mini. It's a handheld thermal camera. What is a handheld thermal camera? Well, as you can see here, it shows heat signatures. It allows you to be able to check where things are hot or cold. Has a grid on the side of the screen that shows you the amount of difference between the max and the minimum temperature that's on the screen. And then in the center of the screen, it takes a reading and it puts it up on the other side of the screen here. Let's show you a few features. So it has a USB Type-C port on the top. What that's for is being able to connect this to a computer and take images off of it. You can take images by pressing the trigger. So say you find a hot or a cold spot that you need to show somebody about, it's a problem, take a picture of it. The other reason for the Type-C port is to be able to charge it. It has an internal battery, lithium ion, and it runs for about 15 hours on that. So far, I've noticed that it works really well. I've been using it for quite a while, and I think I only charged it once when I first got it. It's one of those tools that you're probably not going to be using it constantly, but when you need it, it's really nice to have. And mostly it's going to be professionals that buy this, and it is made to be pretty durable. According to the manual, it's drop proof. I can't remember what the stat was. 2 meters. So that's a pretty good amount of impact resistance. It's also resistant to water, moist environment, or where there's rain coming down or anything like that shouldn't be a problem. The other features it has, on this we have different color scales when we go up and down with these arrows. I think there's about 4 or 5 different color scales that you can change it to, just so you can help yourself out if you're trying to identify something. There's certain scenarios where those might come in handy, but most people are going to keep it on the rainbow setting, the main one that it turns on and uses right away. When using it, you're going to hear some clicking every once in a while. In the manual, it explains that that's when it's calibrating. So it calibrates every, 15 or 30 seconds, something like that. You'll hear a little click, and that just means that it's doing its job. It's calibrating. Other thing to note, this is the paperwork that comes with it. There's not a lot here. If I open this up, you can see it's a very basic guide to the instructions. On here, basically just a rundown, whatever button is, a little bit of information about what they do, some of the specifications here, some cautions. That's about it. On the back side, it does come with a few more little specifications, features, and it also has a QR code to be able to download a manual there. I did download that manual, and let me tell you, it's not much more than this, unfortunately. There's a little bit more in there, but it's not enough to where I feel like you absolutely have to download this in order to know how to use this. With that all out of the way, let's test it on a few things, see how they look under this camera. We're going to start out with some heated gloves. So we're going to use this and take a look at these. These gloves have been kind of sitting near a heat vent, so they're slightly warm at this point. You know, they're 70 some degrees or so. They look a lot warmer than they feel, that's for sure. We're going to turn them on. They're on high. Let's watch and see how well these heat up. 76. Thing with these gloves is they're probably going to get hotter inside than they do outside. So we're not going to see rapid amounts of heat right away. Maybe you can see it on that camera better. 73, 76. The graph on the right hand side of the Topdon shows you the difference between the coolest spot on the screen and the warmest. So there's one spot up here by the knuckle that's quite warm, 80 some degrees right there. Same over here. So things are definitely warming up. It's interesting to see the development here. All right, so we can see that. Let's move on to our next test. Okay, now for our second item that we want to test out. That's actually this heated camping pad. So this is just something that you would stick inside your sleeping bag or under it that heats up. It connects to a power bank, which I have one right here, and you turn it on here, and we're going to see how that looks underneath our thermal imager. So to begin with, without it on, here's how it looks. You can see where my hand was sitting on there just now. And other areas here. It's fairly neutral looking, you know, in the 60s. Maybe you heard that click. That was actually the calibration again happening. Let's come back over here again. You can see my handprint. And now I'm going to turn the unit on. So let's set that down for a second. Turn that on. And we're going to turn this on. It's on red, that means it's on high. Now, what's interesting about this is we should be able to see the heating elements inside this pad. Already, we can see right there, even though it's not a huge difference in temperature, you know, it's only about 80 degrees versus 67 on everything else, it stands out very, very well. So I've got one other item to be able to test here. What this is a warming pad for a table, so you can stick like casserole dishes on it or a pizza or whatever, and it keeps your food warm. Let's take a look at it with the thermal imager right away. And right now you can see a little warm spot where I had my hand on it when I was unrolling it. But otherwise, it's not too hot. It's only about 70 degrees where my hand was. Okay, let's turn it on and see how it looks. Turn it on. We're going to turn the temperature way up. Let's take a look here. As things heat up. Oh yeah. So now we're starting to see the actual heating elements inside the unit. Over here we can see all kinds of wire going through here. Long strands over here. You can see everything right there. All of it inside. It's already up to 100 and, boy, it's hard to read. 116, 138, 140. It's getting really hot really fast. But that's about it for this. In our menu, I will take a look at this with you. There's album, that's where you can look at your pictures that you take. OSD, I'm really not sure what that is. Measure parameters, that's actually an important one because it gives you the emissivity settings. So for different types of materials here, if I go in here, you've got skin, PCB, cement, ceramic, rubber, all kinds of different emissivity settings here. So that's a handy thing to have. We'll go back here. We've got the measuring distance, so if you're going from a meter away, or you can change it to be closer. TSIR is really just the resolution that happens. So it's upscaling the resolution from 180 by 180 to 240 by 240. That's what TISR is. Measuring mode is important. That's there's two settings. That's important to know. I know the first time I was using this, I was using it on the wrong measurement. I was trying to measure heat coming out of a little propane heater, and it was a lot hotter than the low setting here, which is -4 to 302. So I had to change it to this other setting, the 212 to 1022 degrees, and then I was able to get a better measurement that way. So now we've got our temperature units, so Celsius or Fahrenheit. Temperature alarms, you can set that, and actually this unit comes with a little thread on the bottom to be able to put it on a tripod, same as a camera. And then you've got your system settings, and that's about it. So thank you for watching Awesome Alejandro Reviews, and if you're interested in the Topdon, there'll be a link down below. I have no affiliation with them. I got this product off of Amazon, and I think it's a decent tool if you're looking for a thermal imaging camera. It seems like a decent price too. So, thanks for watching.